Talking Luther College football here with head coach Aaron Hafter and coach. The long trip down to Central on Saturday. Looking at it from the big picture, I guess just too many things happen that don't win you football games. Is that as fair as you can put it?
Yeah, I think we started off really bad the other day, and I don't know if it was a focus thing or what it was, but we came out and I didn't feel like our kids were ready to play. And we'll take as much responsibility as coaches as the kids need to, and we need to figure out how we can start the games off better. I mean, we dug ourselves a hole. 9-0 right off the bat, and they're too good of a football team defensively to climb back into those games. And we came back and made it 15-12 in the third quarter, and then had a bad snap on a punt, and they got another touchdown, and from there it just kind of went downhill from there. We just couldn't get back in the ball game.
Yeah, about a minute in the ball game, you're kind of looking for the do-over button like you would on a video game, would you?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly right. I mean, you're sitting there and, you look at the first play, JJ just basically drops the ball. It wasn't anything he meant to do. He just dropped the ball, and we had somebody wide open run down the sideline. And so it was a bad nightmare is what it was to start off the game. And again, it goes back to we need to be more focused and ready to play when the ball's kicked off.
And the positive of the day, your defense, when they weren't put in lousy field position, really didn't give up any points.
Played really good, and they gave up that first touchdown. And again, it was field position thing, but we didn't come out ready to play on defense either. And we talked about that quite a bit, and our kids could see that in their play. And so we don't give up that first touchdown and maybe hold them. It's a little bit different ball game, but overall, once our defense settled in, man, they played really good, and they gave up just a little over 200 yards of offense. And anytime you can do that, you're going to give our team a chance to win.
And I know they gave up a lot of yards and a lot of points the last couple of weeks. Was that them showing a little bit more pride last week and saying, "Hey, we're a better defense than what we showed the last couple of weeks"?
I think so. And this league, and I think everybody knows this. It's about matchups, and I think we matched up our defense against our offense, matched up pretty good last weekend, and our kids did a good job. We have to stop the run first, and we did a good job stopping the running game as the game progressed. And then when you force them in the long situation, second and third and longs, and you give yourself an opportunity. Now you can defend the pass a little better and blitz them and do some things. You put some pressure on the quarterback.
And special teams has been a roller coaster ride. We've seen some really good things out of your special teams. Last Saturday, unfortunately, they struggled. How do you get that more on an even keel?
Well, that's a good question. We spend a lot of time in practice on special teams, and nobody's as frustrated as our coaches, and we take a lot of responsibility as coaches in our special teams game. And it's not a bunch of kids making a bunch of mistakes. It's one or two minor mistakes that cost you on special teams. Everything has to be perfect. When you snap the ball and you kick it and do all those things, and maybe one guy misses protection every once in a while, but it has to be perfect in all aspects. You can't have one guy make a mistake, or you're gonna put your team in a bad spot.
Coming up this Saturday, Buena Vista, your opponent here at home. They're a team that has played everybody very tough, but just hasn't broken through with those victories. What impresses you the most about the Beavers?
They play hard. They're very well coached, and they play hard on every snap. That's one thing we talked about. Within our coaches meetings, and we'll talk with our kids this evening, but they're 1-6, and they've played some darn good ball clubs. They started off, the teams they play were undefeated for up until almost this point, a lot of them, and so they're a good ball club. They have probably, I would say, one of the best players in the conference, one of their tight ends, and he's a heck of a football player, and he got a good quarterback to give him the ball. And defensively, they just fly around, and they're really physical, and they play to the whistle every snap. So, we'll have our hands full on Saturday.
And just talk about your approach this week, just keeping the kids on a positive mindset. I know you've struggled from a win-loss perspective the last couple of weeks, but how do you keep your kids on that positive mindset and keep believing in themselves?
Well, I think that's always when we're trying to change the whole culture of things around here and trying to, ultimately in the future win conference championships and do that stuff. You just have to, we're improving. It doesn't show necessarily that with wins and losses, but we're competing well, and it's just it's an attitude of we need to go out in these close games and figure out how to win ball games, and our kids can see that, and you just have to continue to watch film and do the little things a little bit better, and we have to be more consistent every snap. You can't play really hard one snap, and then the next snap you can't give your best effort. You know, I mean, we have to play a complete game. I mean, to be able to get through these things and start winning ball games.
All right, Coach. Hopefully you can get back on the winning track this Saturday. We wish you best of luck.
Thanks.
Aaron Hafner talking Luther College football.